We're going to set up for some lower body work, building up our glutes and hamstrings after delivering is important. So we're going to bring our arms into cactus, lying supine with our feet on the roller, and we're going to take them wide into external rotation. With the arms in our chicken wing position, we're going to guide the thighs forward as we lift the hips up, and we're going to pull our dominant elbow down on the floor by the side of the body. So obviously our body lifts, so if the body were down, the elbow would be right at the side of the rib cage. And then as you peel down, the arm comes back into the cactus position. And stay on your dominant arm side for a few sets just to feel what the exercise feels like. And the goal here with the roller under your feet is to be able to press up and to lower down without the roller moving forward or back. So you're stabilizing it by lifting in and up on those muscles that stop your stream of pee. You're lifting up so much that you can take your pelvis up and down without bothering or disrupting the roller. And we're adding this upper body work so that our shoulder and back are involved in the work as well. Let's go ahead and switch the working arm. So you're pulling that elbow down, and we will be adding resistance through band work eventually, but with level 1, we're just learning those muscles that are tight and the muscles that are weak, and we are starting to move them in the correct fashion to regain our prenatal posture and perhaps be even stronger than we were when we were prenatal. Okay, so as you're working here, hear your breath as you inhale to lift and you exhale to lower. We're not doing any holding at the top, no more than a breath, just practicing lowering and lifting. As you lower down, you can articulate the spine to stretch out those tight hip flexors. And this is going to be for everybody due to that load in the front that you were carrying for 9 months. So from here, let's grab, we'll actually take our arms down by our sides. We're going to grab our lightest Theraband to take under our bum and gather from the ends. We're going to walk the roller out. Now, you can have the heaviest loop band on your thighs if you had lordosis or kyphotic lordotic prior to pregnancy. If you had flat back or sway back, let's put the ball between the knees. With this lightest band under our bum, we're going to pull out on it, creating a low V as we press up, engaging the hamstrings. Now, the farther the roller is away from you, the harder this parallel hamstring press up is. So I'd encourage you to go for distance away from you. Keep a micro bend in the knees. Let them track forward and away from the crown of the head. Remember the front ribs meeting the back ribs and the back ribs imprinting. As you pull out on that band, I like to do it with my palms facing up. This allows my shoulders to be more open. If you flip the palms, it causes the shoulders to round in more. So just flip your palms to face up. You're still pressing down though with the backs of the arms and pulling out on that lightest loop band, that lightest Theraband. As you're working here, inhale to lift, hold at the top for a breath, and exhale to lower down. Again, inhale to lift, hold at the top for a breath, and exhale to peel down. We're just getting comfortable with the movement, activating those hamstrings that will have atrophied due to the over-recruitment of the hip flexors and quads with the extra weight in the front. So as you're working here, you can hold at the top if it feels comfortable. Remember, we're trying to not move that roller forward or back. We're just pressing straight up with the thighs reaching forward, either squeezing in on the ball or keeping the legs hip distance with that heavy band around the thighs. We're nearing the finish line on this one. As you're working, feel that collarbone wide, shoulders plugged down, palms up, finish up your last one. And we're gonna come to lie on our back and drape the roller under our knees for a moment. So set the ball to the side if you have it between. You can keep the band around the thighs if you have it. And from here, just keep the knees soft. And if you had sway back or flat back prior, you're going to do inversion. Actually, sway back, you're going to do circles inward towards the body. Flat back, I just want you to dorsiflex one foot, dominant foot first. Lordosis and kyphotic, lordotic, circle your foot out, external rotation away from the body. So we're just working our dominant foot right here, giving the hamstrings and the glutes a break for a second, working those feet because the feet are really important. We don't want to neglect our feet. So as you're working and doing these ankle circles, I'd encourage you to synchronize it with your breath. So arms can be at the sides to a T and a W. Inhale and exhale, circle. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale, we're still on our dominant side circle from the ankle joint. So you're circling inward towards the body if you have sway back. You're just holding a dorsiflexion, which is like a dorsal fin, toes up towards the face if you had flat back prior. And you're doing external rotation away from the body if you have lordosis or kyphotic lordotic posture. So as you're circling that foot, hear your breath. All right, let's switch to our non-dominant leg. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, circle. 2 or flex. Just focus on that dorsiflexion without locking the knees. As we're working here, another thing to think about is the back body. Can you imprint those back ribs, the vertebrae, the back of the arms? Press them heavy into the floor. Find more of that back body. We don't use this enough because of computers and traveling and cars and cell phones. We've got to get more cognizant of how we're using our body on a day-to-day basis and really start using the back more. The upper back is what I'm talking about. Got to stretch out those chest muscles and shoulders and use our upper back. All right, continuing inhale, exhale, circle. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, exhale, circle. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're going to have the lightest band, and we're going to push our hands down by our hips. You can have the ball between your knees if you had sway back or flat back. You're going to have the heaviest loop band around your thighs if you had lordosis or kyphotic lordotic prior to pregnancy. So from here, we're going to be doing some parallel hamstring curls. We'll do one in and out and lower down. We're pushing the palms down on the floor. Palms can be up or down for this. I think for this exercise, I like pushing them down to pin the band. The band's on the thighs. It gives you a little extra support in one way and resistance in another. So it's kind of a good and bad thing here. So as you're working, we're going to send those hips up on your inhale. We'll go out in on our exhale and lower back down. Inhale, lift, out in. Exhale, lower. Notice that the palms are pressed down to anchor that band and the thigh is getting that resistance, but it's also getting kind of held in place. You're rolling over the Achilles and then back down. So the knees are soft before we begin. We never lock them as we send our pelvis up. Keep them soft, pointing up to the ceiling. Toes are relaxed, or they can be a little dorsiflex, like a dorsal fin. As you're working here, remember that upper body should not be checking out. Keep the collarbone wide. Keep the shoulders plugged down the back. You're doing great work. We just are going to be here for another 45 seconds working on that hamstring strength. It's very important. If at any time you need to pause, stop, do so. You're doing great. Inhale and exhale to bring it out in. Keeping those thighs reaching forward in opposition so that the hips are high and pushing that band down into the floor with both hands. Counter tension and resistance. This is quite a challenge. I look forward to seeing how strong you get postnatally so that you can run after your toddler-to-be. All right, as we're working here, let's finish up our last one. And then take the band off or set the ball to the side, coming to a comfortable seated position. Great job.